Hello everybody, I hope you are having a fantastic day. Today I am building I'm rebuilding the park in Windenburg. That's the community lot and everything. I've run into problems when I play, especially in my Let's Play especially at the beginning, when I didn't have food and everything. I would come by this area or go to a similar area and there's no food, there's no grills or anything, and so that was what inspired me to rebuild it or build something new, because I don't like how it is. Like, it's great that it's small and compact and it has a bathroom and it has some stuff, but it doesn't have a grill area, and it irked me, and I was like, okay, I need to fix this. And so this is me fixing it. And then what happened was I started building it and I was like, oh, I was playing around and I found some really cool items, and I'm like, oh, I really like these items. And I was like, it doesn't go well with my build that I'm currently doing. So I had to build a second one. And so we have this one. And well, because what it was is I downloaded the City Livings expansion pack and everything, and it is great. But I saw the food stalls and everything, and I was like, oh, I have to build a park that has these, because that would be so awesome, because they would totally fit this area, and it would be so awesome because then you could just walk up and buy food. I was like, this is perfect. And so that is what I ended up doing in the second one. And so, because it didn't fit in my original plan, because when I came across them, I had already figured out how I wanted the layout and everything of the park to work. And I was like, oh, this ain't gonna work. And so, So I was like, okay, so now I just had to build a second one. So you guys get not one park, but two parks. So, yeah. But this park is very symmetrical, and yet at the same time, it's not. It has parts of it that are symmetrical and parts of it that aren't. So the way I got the bathroom, in case you're wondering, is I turned on the buy debug cheats, and so that's where you can get the bathrooms and a whole bunch of other items. So that's where those are. And so this place has a public bathroom, it has a grilling area, it has the monkey bars, obviously, because those are a requirement for building a park. It has the pirate place, it has a chess area, and it has a growing place where you can grow or harvest foods, things like that. And so I kind of made each quadrant, or because there's kind of 6 quadrants, if you will. I kind of made them all different areas, I guess. So, but I really like how this one turns out. I really tried to put in a lot of detail and tried to make it's hard to make things symmetrical. I know it's hard, but it's one of those things that you're kind of reminded of every time you go to do things like this, especially when they're symmetry based. And so it's just like, ugh. So it was frustrating, but got it all to work out. And so I really tried to put a lot of emphasis on those stupid squares of leaves. Oh my goodness. Because all the places that I had made, they were all too small for the smallest hedge things. So I had to use the small ones and clump them all together. And I used them everywhere in the park. And I was like, got like halfway done and I was like, I have made a mistake. This is going to take me so much longer. So a good portion of the video is me just lining up those little hedges. I just go doot 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 doot, and it's like, okay, and this is the sped up version. So, but yeah, and so they are on the benches. I really wanted to fit them on all sides, but I ended up not fitting them because it would look too crowded, and the planters wouldn't work, and it would look way too crowded over by the grill area. So, well, it's sort of symmetrical, it's sort of not. And I'm trying to English and I'm trying to Word, it's not working. So my original concept for this was I wanted a public bathroom, I wanted a grill area, and I wanted a fountain area, because I really like the looks of fountains and things like that. And then I found the Ballerina Statue, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. And when I found it, I didn't think, oh, I'll put it in the fountain, but I really liked the design of the ballerina. And I was like, okay, I have to use her somewhere. So I kept her out, and then I eventually find a spot for her in the fountain. So spoilers. And I found these, I don't know what they're called. I'm trying to come up with words and it's not working. But I really like them and I really like the look of them. So I ended up using them several times kind of along that back strip of park, if you will. I really like the detail that they add. They add green as well as a kind of wood, obviously, because they're green and wood. And that wood is not a color, brown. But I just like the level of detail that they add, and actually they ended up working really well because I realized with the park, I really went into detail with lighting and the nighttime lighting and everything since it's outdoors, and I kind of didn't have a lot of spaces to actually put. And here we are with Hedges again. I didn't have a lot of space to put, like, there was no, like, hanging things. You can't just hang stuff from the ceiling. It's not a thing. And so those actually ended up working as kind of hanging, like, a place for lights to hang. So here we are once again doing more hedges. And okay, so with the chess tables, I was like, wood tables, chess tables. With the chess tables, I really couldn't decide what wood texture to make them out of because I liked the lighter tech color, but the pagoa, is that what it's called? Anyway, the wood things behind them were that lighter brown or darker brown than that, but it wasn't working, so I ended up changing them. And here I realized I needed flowers, and because my original idea was to put like flowers in the hedges and go all out, and then with the super manicured hedges, I didn't with adding flowers really wouldn't have worked. So for this kind of square, if you will, I added more flowers, and I really put in a lot of detail and tried to make it very floral and very colorful and symmetrical, but at the same time not repetitive, which can be very challenging to do, but I think it ended up looking really pretty. So lots of color too. So yeah, but yeah, so lots of flowering. And so here I wanted to, originally my plan was to put a tree in the middle of this, but then like a good portion of the way through I realized that, because before I deleted the other part, before I demolished the lot, I kind of looked at what they already had and was like, okay, I kind of like this idea, and so I'm gonna use this. And one thing that they had that I really liked was the giant clock, and I was like, oh no, where am I gonna put it? So I ended up finding a place for it. And so I definitely made sure to add lots of trees, but not as many trees as they originally had in their park, because to me, like, trees are great. They add a lot of detail and everything, but they're either so massive or they're so small that when you zoom in, they don't quite fade away at the right time. So I added some, but there's definitely plenty of places and you can still see really clearly. You can still see what you're doing. You don't have to like zoom in really close. So yeah. And so here, just kind of off being asymmetrical, whatever you want to call it, and just, yeah. So the key with building a community lot is you have to make sure that you have included everything. And so like handy bars, monkey bars are actually, I didn't realize that was required, but I was able to fit 2 of them. And then I decided to go with the pirate ship instead of the spaceship, because personally I prefer the look of the pirate ship to the spaceship. Spaceship's still really cool, but you know, you can't go wrong with a pirate ship, man. And so I ended up going with that one. And then I went, yeah, so there's the clock that I wanted, and I was like, oh, white. And so I got rid of the tree and put the clock in, and then white didn't work, so I changed the color. So, but I did decide to enclose everything except for the pathways, because while I wanted to keep it open, it's still a city park, and so you still have lots of enclosed space. So, and so here, just adding a lot of detail with terrain painting. It's amazing how much more detailed your builds can look when you add terrain paint. And just a simple dirt texture, maybe a few other grass textures, it makes your build come to life. And it's like, there was a lot of stuff that I think it's a lot of stuff. But I even like went so far as to add dirt texture along the edges of the pathway, so that way it's like as if people have walked off of the pathway. It gives it that used look. It's not just like totally 100% perfectly manicured. It's something that's used. And so it really turned out really well, I think. So, yeah, lots of terrain painting. And I even played around with, like, the other grass terrains, and I forgot that there was an eraser tool until later, and it was like, oh yeah, I can erase my mistakes. Ha! And so, yeah. Now, when it comes to buy debug, I know in The Sims 3 you could buy, like, not seeds, but you could, like, put down, like, plots of certain plants you wanted to grow there. I couldn't seem to find anything in the buy debug cheats of Sims 4. So, but I might have been looking in the wrong area, because this one, there's not, you know, like in Sims 3, there was that question mark that appeared and everything, and that would be like where all the special super cheaty stuff was. This one, it's all intermixed in, and I don't know if there's like a certain menu to hit or what, but I was looking under the gardening stuff and everything, and there wasn't anything there. So, if anybody else knows where that is, sorry, I'm a little bit tired. It's 2:15 in the morning. It's been one of those days where I recorded a whole bunch of stuff because I'm trying to get ahead of schedule because I'm going out of town, and like I ended up having dinner super late, and then I looked at my clock. I was finishing dinner and it was midnight, and I was like, oh, what? And so now I'm recording audio and all that stuff, and I still have to render videos. Ugh. But that's tomorrow's project. I promise I'm not yawning to make you tired. But yeah, so here's where I put the lighting stuff on the things I don't know the name of. Yeah. But those actually are really nice lights. They're really pretty, and they add a lot of light. So that was really nice. Because the problem with exterior lights, outdoor lights, I guess is what they're more called, they either are really big, or they're really small. They're big and give off a ton of light, or they're small and give off, like, no light. And it's like, no, I need small and powerful. And so, yeah. So I really went into a lot more detail trying to light this at night, so it's definitely usable at night. It's not, like, just a daytime thing. So, yeah. And here's where I was figuring out the fountain. And I did go into lib mode and everything to take pictures and everything for screenshots, and I end up changing those fountains because, like, I don't remember what each fountain does, and so I didn't really know what those fountains did, and they actually just bloop, bloop, bloop to each other, and it was very boring. But it was really cool because when I went and took screenshots, there were people there, and I was like, oh, this is so cool, so it's usable, you know? It's not just I made something and it's not usable. So it was really cool. There was even a kid playing on the monkey bars for a little bit, and then I left, and I was like, okay, whatever. But yeah, this is available to download on the gallery. Link is below, and don't forget to follow me on other social media and to hit that subscribe button to be uploaded for future videos. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Bye!